But, you know, we probably have as-built for this from this Hudson Pacific Designs, who designed Phase 1, this landscape architect, Yarbeck.
Yes.
Okay. And he laid all the plans out, and we went out to bids, and they installed everything, and I don't remember what was what, but I'm sure all that's in print for an RFU and all that.
Okay. So we're done with this issue, I guess, for now, or we're waiting for the county, right?
Wait for the county, yeah.
To some extent, but you're saying
we're gonna go ahead.
we're just going ahead. Move forth anyway.
You guys move forth on what you have to do, and the county will say yes or no, and we'll just keep going.
Do we know who this person is in the county? Did Bonnie tell them?
We have recreation.
Something we need to.
They know.
They know?
They know.
All right, just want to make sure.
Doesn't hate them.
I just don't assume anything. Yeah. Just don't like that word. Okay.
Now, the recreational uses in the park, I'm thinking, and the people that are on the Joint Commission can correct me if I'm wrong, I was informed that Gramsci and Mr. Esposito had said that they would volunteer to come up with a plan for how to put the fields on the Craigville land.
Craigville land or?
Salesian.
We have no problem going to Craig.
They can go to Craigville, yes.
We've done that before, they can redesign that park.
I'm sorry, excuse me. The Salesian, I think that's correct. Am I right, Trish?
Correct.
Yes, I was, I don't know, my own feeling is, however they and the Joint Recreation Commission wants to do it, the only thing I would say, and I like the park the way it is now, at least the front park, where it's a nice walking area in the front park, and then maybe from the and of course this is only speaking for myself, from approximately the building back, there could be some fields there. That's my concept, and outside of that, I just have a general concept. I don't have any specifics in. I think these two gentlemen that were very nice to volunteer their time and expertise, I think we ought to take advantage of it. And of course, if we don't like it or we like it, we move from there. But that was my only spiel on the recreational use. Sure.
John, I just wanted to add that, I know both boards have had discussions among ourselves about where we want to go, and the village boards had discussions about this, and I think it's fair to say that all of us feel like we should use the park as much as possible for recreation. We're not in favor of just leaving it a passive space. I think, at least speaking for myself, I'd like to see some recreational uses.
I think it's kind of like a mixed use, because if you want to say the front half of it is kind of passive,
Sure.
If that's what you say, depends how you determine passive, if walking your dog or just taking a nice little walk along there might be some passive recreation. Where the fields are, we're saying, or I'm saying where the fields are, would not be passive recreation. I would think it'd kind of be a mixed-use park, where the front is kind of passive and the back is kind of, what we think of recreation with the soccer, the football, and the baseball, or at least as much as possible to try and relieve some of the overcrowding at the Craigville Park. But that, I guess, would come from the Joint Recreation Commission and what they get from Mr. Ski and Mr. Esposito. But again, I'm only speaking for myself.
I absolutely support what you're saying, John, and in fact, I think it's critical that the area, it was the basic premise of the original purchase of the park, was to keep the Main Street, for want of use, passive, walking park, whatever verbiage you want to use, to keep that as the walking area. Behind here, whatever can be used, as long as we keep in mind as well that we have a certain amount of, I don't remember what the setbacks are over there. I know that they built in, not setbacks, not the right term.
Easement?
No, protection.
Oh, wetlands.
No, what do you call it when, here's...
Greenway?
Sorry, I can't remember my verbiage. Buffer, thank you,
Very
that's
good,
it.
very good.
Buffers all.
There's a buffer, there's a certain amount of buffer built in here, I don't know, this is all sold, yeah? The town's original portion is sold to a developer,
Yeah.
yeah? There are buffers built in there, there's a buffer built in there as well, so when they're doing their designs, they're gonna have to,
Oh, yeah,
because, you know,
yeah.
because I know here, and over here, there is, but still leaves all here, which I think is exactly what it should be developed for.
The only thing I would ask is when they're doing the designing, that they look at putting the entrance to this thing
Right.
of
Coleman?
Coleman.
Road.
Because the library, we have a license to come across their property to get to it. Whenever, whether it be a year or 5 years from now, when they decide to build, they may put their building right where the entrance is.
Or sell
And so,
somebody else.
you know, or sell somebody else, or what, so I don't know.
They'll have no access to it.
So we may not have, we'll build all these beautiful fields and put a road in and then not be able to get to it. The other
So
thing
you're
is-
looking for the entrance to be off Coleman?
No, I'm just saying it ought to be in the plan that there be one, an alternate one.
There isn't
Something
supposed to be
like-
any entrance going onto 207.
Pardon?
There isn't supposed to be any entrance going onto 207. It's supposed to come off the office.
The other thing is,
Yeah.
Coleman's the only place.
Yeah.
That was well, that's what the traffic engineer said
the
originally.
other thing that I'd like,
Unless something's changed.
you know, money is going to be an object. We're going to have our meeting on our budget on the 12th of November. Okay. The recession has come to Goshen relative to the town of Goshen.
To all of
And
them.
I think to everyone.
I think that we've depleted we've taken, it'll be $457,000 of cash. We've taken the money out of all but $1,000 out of the parkland fees, and we've taken all the money out of anything else, other account we have to keep the taxes down low in 2010. So there'll be no money in 2010 to build anything unless we can go out with private people donation, unless we get more parkland fees. The fact is that no one's building anything and you're not going to get anything. And I think today there's $183,000 in our parkland fees, and we're going to keep $1,000 in there for an emergency, but the $182,000 is going to be used to pay down the Slater property. We didn't want to do that. It's either that or have a serious double-digit.
So let me understand what you're saying. You're taking the parkland fees and using that to pay down
That's correct,
the debt.
yeah.
Well, not the last 2 years, eh?
You've done it,
Oh.
you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're-
We held back from doing it.
We held back.
For the last 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a regenerating fund.
No, I understand.
So
Well, there's building
It's
going
not
on.
something that is, once it's gone, it's gone forever, and used for recreation, and that's,
Yeah. Now, the other thing is that we're proposing, and I think it's a $25,000 cut in joint recreation funding next year. And again, that along with Go Back, the Ambulance Corps, with the Humane Society, and all of these, you know, and Highway, Police Department, all of them. And because they're all competing for these funds, and to keep it under the tax rate at a reasonable point, we're having to do these things. 2010 is going to be tough. I really concern myself, and I'll share this with the audience on the 12th, 2011 could even be tougher. Things are not well, and but it will impact whatever plan we come up with, the speed in which we...
Well, the implementation of the plan, but
Right.
conceptually, we could still move forward
Proceed
on
on.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Design, all that other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
How much you can cut out of the property, what's usable, what isn't usable.
Joint rec was able to get quite a few volunteers, some
Oh,
volunteers,
yeah.
equipment, time, and occasionally a lot of time, I look at the parks and everything, and a lot of people have, so that might save us, but, you know, we can move along with the conception.
Does anyone have the most current wetlands? I know they did the redesignation of the wetlands within the last year or so,
These,
the Army Corps.
This
And we have that picture
yeah,
too.
this came from Kate Schmidt.
Yeah.
Neil's got it.
JRC and I guess 2 other people, but there are wetland, 2 spots of wetlands here. I think there was some kind of talk about that they might be expanded.
Yeah,
Why